Oh man, you know, something about today just really has to put put something mean on. like I can't believe it. I just can't believe that the Cubs are playing this pathetic in August. Like they just they lost competitive spirit. They don't have it. They don't have it after like a while. Like seriously, they don't have any spirit anymore. Like the bullpen has been just bad. I knew the bullpen was going to be really bad when everyone was injured. Craig Campbell, Brendan Kensler, who else? Steve Shusek, what do you call him? He was supposedly their main guy off the bench. So I knew that this looks really bad, but something about how the way they manage now is just so stupid. Seriously, today Joe Madden decided it was a good idea to take Kyle Hendricks off in the seventh with 77 pitches. 77 pitches. He only allowed one run. Like, one run, somehow. And the Cubs offense for some reason decided to shut down for some reason. I just. They literally can score. I think I said this last year too. They can score 20 runs one game, and then the next game and the game before they can score 1 or 0 runs. That's just how the way they work. I don't know why. I think last year they were second in shutouts by the offense too, which doesn't make any sense because they have a lot of games when they score a lot of runs and hits, and they can get shut out easily too. I mean that's why they had to fire the hitting coach too. But then we go here. Some people are stupid. Let's look at the people who are being really ridiculous. Okay, so here's my post on what happened recently. You can go read that all you care. Uh, Despite the outcome here, I feel disappointment. It's like the competitive spirit of the team just died. Never when they're coming up with the excuses like the NO Central is the most competitive in the league. No, it isn't. It's the weakest in MLB. Stop making excuses. Oh, hello there. Who is that? You, Mr. Ender? Okay, I think that's you. Um, welcome to this weird stream. I don't know if you like it because I'm talking about sports, and I don't think you're that sports guy. I think you might actually you probably do follow sports in this area. Yep, I do not. Yeah, that's you. I can tell because of the username. Um, yeah. Basically, this is a rant on what's been going on with the Chicago Cubs, a baseball organization that had like high expectations, but they have been completely disappointment. It's just a massive disappointment. This is just an embarrassment. Um, the Cubs they have been mediocre. Let's face it, they've been mediocre. At home, they can be like the best team in baseball, but when they step like literally a centimeter out of Wrigley Field, any team can win a series against them. Any team. They have not won a road series in the last what? In the last 12 tries? How do how do you make the playoffs with that record on the road? That's literally impossible. I don't know nothing about the Cubs. Okay, well, you probably don't. So basically, that team they won a World Series in 2016, and they have been to the playoffs the last couple of years. This year they had some high expectations, but yeah, basically that. Um, yeah, on the road they have been just flat out awful. They have it's like the offense just completely just shuts down, and the bullpen just flat out blows it. It blows the game. In this road stretch, we had three pitchers: Joseph Quintana, Who else was there? You Darvish somehow. I don't even think he's that good anymore, but he was playing very good. And Kyle Hendricks today, three pitchers, three pitchers had great pitching performances. And what happened? The offense couldn't get any runs scored, and the bullpen after Joe Maddon pulls the starters out completely blows it, blows the game. And this is especially evident in yesterday when the Cubs were up by what was it, 5-0, and Joe Maddon took Darvish out. I think that was a good decision by him because he had like what was it, 90 pitches at that time. I mean, he could have went for an extra inning, but I think it was still lost anyway because they don't have a closer at all. In the last inning, they have nobody to close because Craig Kimbrel is out, and even him is not that good because he has an ERA of like 5 or 6, and I think he blew like 2 games. I know one was against the Brewers and a walk-off home run. Just they have nobody to close the game. Their bullpen sucks, and what I've been saying is, this loss especially was on Joe Maddon for once because there's a lot of Cubs fans who want Joe Maddon fired. I'm not exactly one of the people who want Joe Maddon fired because I believe you don't fire someone after one bad season. But if they decide not to sign him after the season, which his contract runs out after this year, I'm actually okay with that. I'm okay with that because let's face it hasn't been a bright year. What I'm not okay is Joe Maddon getting fired after this year, but he's not going to get fired. He's just not going to get signed, which I'm okay with if they can find, I guess, someone else. I do give my respect to Joe Maddon because there's a lot of people disrespecting him. But it's especially evident this and today what he can't do. So let's take a quick look here. This dude, Michael Hester says, they got the lead because of that move. What's the point in Hendricks going 9 innings with 0 runs? I said, stop it. Let him pitch the entire game. He would have barely thrown 100 pitches, and if the Cubs still lost, I would have been at least okay with that. The reason why I would have been at least okay with that is that because I don't want to lose the game on the same way the Cubs lost yesterday. They lost in the same way they lost yesterday. That's as a manager, you have to adjust. But these guys are literally saying, no, don't adjust. We have to keep going the same route every time. We have to take the starter out. Like Joe Maddon has this rule where this unspoken law where he takes out the pitchers after 7 innings, or if they have like a 90 pitch count, and he takes them off during that. It's usually he takes them out during the 7th inning. He never takes them out. I don't think he rarely takes out the pitchers like in the 8th or 9th inning. So just you cannot lose the same 2 games in the same way. You cannot lose in that fashion. You cannot have the bullpen lose 2 straight games because they suck. They suck. They don't have a closer. The relief he just puts in pitchers who he thinks are questionable. He tries to like do some weird moves where like he thinks that the pitcher is not going to like somehow strike out the guys for some reason. I have no idea why, but don't ask me. So these guys are saying Matt doesn't make good choices at times, but the bullpen has literally blown so many games this year. Not one reliever is reliable. What can you do? What I can do is actually trust in the starting pitching to go beyond what Maddon is thinking, because Maddon is like literally riding with the starter until the 7th inning, and that's it. That's it. You cannot win in this league by not making adjustments. That's simple. It's literally that simple. You cannot win in the major league without making adjustments. It's that simple. That simple. No other great manager will just stick to the same routine throughout the entire year and not make any adjustments. And somehow, Joe Maddon has somehow actually done that this year. I noticed it this year. I didn't really notice it too much last year, maybe because they weren't struggling back then. But even last year was a disappointment too, because they let the team basically celebrate in their field 2 times in 2 days. So that was disappointing. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, this dude is saying the bullpen can attempt to close anything at a time, but they had 0 runs at that point, and we're losing. Did you watch the game? No, I didn't watch the game, but I at least was paying attention to the 8th inning. I was on my phone looking at the MLB map, and I was looking at the base runners on the map right there. I was looking at the amount of outs. I was looking at the amount of pitches that the starter had. And as soon as I saw that he was going to be taken out, I was like, the Cubs are going to blow it. They're going to blow it because they don't make adjustments. They literally had the bullpen blow a 4-run lead in the ninth inning, and they expect them to somehow close the game, to save the game by one run. 1 run. And yesterday couldn't even close a 4-run game. How stupid are you? That is just beyond incompetence. That's idiocy right there. That's idiocy right there. That's so stupid. And yes, I know Kyle can't hit. Kyle Hendricks can't hit. He really can't hit. He's at least decent at hitting. Because pitchers they can't hit for nothing. And this is why the DH rule needs to be like in place or just get rid of. And so here's why I suggest: just put the DH rule in both leagues, or just get rid of it in both leagues. Don't make the leagues different. I never understood that rule. I never liked it. It's really stupid. I don't know why people still want it, but okay. Absolutely, you have a bullpen for a reason. There is nothing to do but trust the people you paid to make plays. Make plays. Period. No. The job of a manager is not to put players just because they're being paid. No, that's not what they do. The GM, that's the GM's fault if something like that happened. So let's just say that because the Orioles paid Chris Davis the amount of money they paid him, and he's terrible. Let's just say just keep playing it in because he's getting paid all this money. He has to be good. No, he's not. He's not good. He'll never be good. He's been awful for the past few years. He actually used to be pretty good, and he's just been awful. He's been awful. Chris Davis from the Baltimore Orioles, or whatever. Okay. So this guy says, I agree adjustments need to be made, but the bullpen has to be utilized. Bullpens are lean on heavily in the playoffs, and this is why they have to figure out the bullpen out. I look at the season as a whole, not game by game. Okay, you look at the season as a whole. The bullpen has still been blowing the games. I have no idea what this point is. This is dumb. One game doesn't determine a champ. No, it doesn't, but it certainly determines what the team has been playing recently, especially if they've been playing bad recently. You talk about competitive spirit, which is showed by pitching in for Hendricks, and it was only us taking the league that we say we should have let him in and it'd be fine, losing 1-0. I didn't say it would have been fine, but at least I would have felt better than losing this in the same way as last game. I would have felt at least a bit better because at the very least I would have taken in the game with that. Okay, the offense needs to be better, but you can't just throw the bullpen in there and expect them to somehow be good all of a sudden. You can't do that. That's stupid. Our bullpen has a huge weakness all year, and a lot of the falls on Theo. Okay, yeah, I guess I agree with that. Yep. Seems bombs or bust for us. I was, even if they won the game, let's just say if the bullpen held, I still wouldn't have liked the decision because of the way they blew the last game. I would have been like, okay, that would have been kind of lucky because he basically just kind of thought to himself that, okay, since the bullpen blew this game, the bullpen has to save this game, right? That's not how it works. That's not how sports works. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't trust in that squad. You have to work with what you got and hope they do the job they paid to do. But what if you lost hope in them? I mean, you can't just keep throwing the same guy in the same role. That it's just not gonna work. Not trying to win the game by pulling Kyle for a pitcher would have been stupid. No, it wouldn't have been stupid. Because even if Kyle Hendricks was out, I think there was like still 2 outs, so there still would have been a hitter at least. Tony Kemp and Jason Hayward. They would have still been in. There would have still been a chance. It wasn't like they're going to be Kyle Hendricks was going to be struck out and that would have been the end of the inning. No, there was still one more out left to go, and Tony Kemp got a triple. He was in the ninth position, I think. So let's just say that if you got a triple, at least you still got a chance to get at least one run in. And nope, no, we gotta trust in that bullpen, or at least I call it a shit pen. Perhaps score, perhaps score a few runs early for Hendricks and he pitches deeper in the game. Don't want to rely on bullpen as much. I use the same quote as Mr. Ender. What I'm doing is stupid. I know it's stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That's literally called being simple-minded, and that's not called being a good manager. You can't be a good manager if you just stick with the same role every single game. That's being stupid. That is literally being stupid. That is stupid. You have to make adjustments. It's period. Period. End of story. Okay, let's just say there's new stuff I haven't read yet. Why not complain about the intentional followed by an unintentional intentional walk? Oh yeah, that was weird. He did walk. What was it? Josh Bell, the star for the Pirates. I kind of agree with the walk. I kind of agree with letting him walk. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a weird decision to do because the other hitter was hitting 283. So you know what? I would have actually said I wouldn't have agreed with the walking Josh Bell. Yes, I do know he hits home runs, but at the same time, if you're gonna let him walk, you have to expect the next hitter to be like 0.18. And the pitcher let him walk somehow. The pitcher Kensler let him walk. Why did he do that? How did he walk a point eight 108? Wait, no. Why did he let him walk a point 180 hitter? That's stupid. I think we can all agree that our bullpen has been reliable all year, which made things interesting because they've been pretty good recently. When Katana pitched into that game against Philly the other day, I think they've given up 0 runs his last 7 starts or so. Great. And they're leading by 1 run again. Exact. What? Okay, well, like I was saying, yes, they're up by 4 runs. Likelihood of winning was much higher than tonight. The Cubs were leading by 1 run. I already explained this. If the bullpen didn't save the game yesterday, they were leading 5-1, and they blew it. They lost 5-7. They gave up 6 runs in the ninth inning somehow because they have no closer again, and their bullpen sucks as a collective unit. There are a couple of good guys, like I guess Roman Wick, but he wasn't good yesterday. And who else was I guess good? I think it was Ketzer, but he also blew that game tonight. So if you can't even trust the good parts of the bullpen, then there's no point. There's no point. You gotta let the starting pitchers roll out. That's what they're getting paid to do, anyways. So good job. Good analogy there. That's amazing. I love all these guys at being professionals. Amazing. Oh, and look at this. Uh. Okay. Where was it? I think there was a weird. Yeah, here it goes. Some people need mental checks before being allowed on Twitter. There have been way worse people than me. You have not looked deeper. You have not looked deep enough into the internet. Okay. Good job. Good job. Good freaking job. Okay, There's my microphone there. I'm not using that. I'm using my phone because I don't want to record my face. You know, there's face cam on the computer, and you can't see it, but it's there, and I'm not using that. So yeah, this is my first time on Periscope since like what? Since 2 years, I think, maybe even 3 years somehow. I don't even remember what I had been doing. Okay, well, I think I will end it off right now because I don't know what to talk about anymore. Um, oh yeah, there is one more thing I'll talk about, and I'll post a tweet. Probably tomorrow about it too. Remember when the Cubs said that the NO Central was going to be competitive? That the reason why they were losing so many games was because the NO Central was competitive? And I'm like, what? Competitive? Okay, alright. Let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, I can't type professionally, but whatever. Okay, competitive. All right, let's see. The NL East. Look at that. Look at that East. It's certainly competitive. Yeah, the Red Sox are, I guess, a bit competitive, but they're still very disappointing. Rays look like a good team. I still see Oakland winning the wild card spot over them. I see the Indians winning the division, even though they lost, I think, today. Yep, they lost today. Okay. I still see them winning the division somehow, I guess. And look at the Astros. They're gonna win the division, obviously. Nothing to say really important there, but yeah. So look at all the teams. The leaders in this division are 78 wins, 74 wins, 82 wins, and almost all these divisions have at least one team that has at least 70 wins. Almost, except the Athletics, but just one game off. So that's not too bad there. The NL Central is the weakest out of here, but to be honest, they have been that way for like, what was it, 3 years now? Maybe even four now? Let's look at the National League. NL East really isn't that... Okay, it is kind of competitive. It is competitive, I guess. They have four teams that are competing for playoff spots, I guess. I see the Braves win the division. I actually seen the Nationals are surprising me, man. I thought they were going to collapse this year, but they have surprised me, certainly. Their bullpen is actually a lot worse than the Cubs right now. So I think I do see the Nationals getting the first wild card spot. And then let's look at the NL West. The Dodgers, they look almost unstoppable right now, but somehow they'll probably lose the World Series for the third straight year. And I wouldn't be surprised at that. And yeah, the division really isn't that competitive. Look at the second-rate teams, and yeah, Diamondback shines. So the leader of the NL West has 82 wins, and this one has 72 wins. Let's look at the NL Central. The Cardinals lead the division with 64 wins. 64 wins. The Cubs are barely in second place, and the only reason they're in second place is because for some reason at home they're amazing, but at home on the road they just completely suck. They're like two completely different teams. Two completely different teams. I honestly, if it was a series against the Pirates, which honestly looks pretty likely, I'm not picking the Cubs to go to the wild card. I'm not picking them. I see Milwaukee winning the division somehow. I think they'll go on a run similar to what the Rockies did last year, and they'll make a comeback in the last month of September because the Cardinals, they haven't... It seems like every year they get close, but they just can't get a playoff spot, and something tells me that that'll happen once again. I don't know why, but the Cardinals just they can't compete for some reason. In the end, they just kind of they get close and closer and closer, and then they just kind of fall off in September somehow. Yeah, I see the Brewers win the division. The Cardinals could sneak in the last wild card spot, I guess. I can't tell who is going to win the second wild card spot. I do know I do have the Nationals winning at least one of those spots. I have a feeling it's going to be either the Brewers or wait, no, not the Brewers because I have to win the division. No. Okay, I have the Cardinals winning the wild card, one of the wild card spots, or the Phillies. Those two teams will win. The Cubs are not making the playoffs if they lose the series to the Pirates. If they do get two straight wins against the Pirates, I guess I'll see about it. But really, I don't have much confidence in the Cubs because last year they collapsed in September. Pretty much, they had a 5-game division lead and they coughed it up. I guess that's typical Cubs fashion. And yes, I do know Ben Zovis is coming back, but I don't really see how he's gonna save the Cubs all of a sudden. He's not like a superstar who can just suddenly change the team's morale. That it's not happening. I don't. And he was hitting like what he was hitting .240. That's not really that good. It's just average. I don't really see much of a difference there. And supposedly Brad Morrow, who's gone for basically last year and this year, could come back, but I really doubt it. I don't think he's gonna come back anyways. He's not gonna be that big of an addition because he's been hurt all year, and I don't trust people who have been hurt that year to pitch all of a sudden pretty good. It's not happened. But man, look at this division, man. It's so competitive. Look at this division. Look at the division leader, 64 wins, compared to the Braves with 72 wins, the Dodgers with 82 wins, the American League, where the Yankees are leading division, 82 wins, 74 wins, 78 wins. But here, no. Those divisions are super easy. This division is super competitive. It's super tough to play. No, it's not. Stop making excuses on this Cubs squad. The Cubs squad are making excuses. They just completely lost any spirit they had from 2016. They sooner or later, if they might have to break this team up apart or something, because it seems like they get great pieces, but they don't work together, or something else happens and it just destroys the team. So if they decide to go that route, and I guess I will be okay with that because they have proven to be a championship contender at the very least this year. And they somehow got what they get. They got 4th in power ranking this week. That's a big joke. That is a joke. That's so stupid. That is so stupid. Yeah, if they lose tomorrow against the Pirates or Sunday, I am not picking this team to go to the playoffs. They just look completely weak on the road. They could be great at home, but guess what? They could be awful on the road, which is what they've been doing all year. Yeah, they have been awful on the road. They just don't look like a playoff contender to me, honestly. They look like a mediocre team. Yeah, they don't even look. This is like the most frustrating year of this era of the Cubs, basically. Yeah, that's just basically it. I have nothing else to say. Oh, oof. Yep. All right. Well, I guess this is over. I don't know. I have no idea how to end this off, so I'm just gonna stop the broadcast and yeah. Goodbye.